Welcome to the Clay Edwards Show. More adrenaline.
You know, it's a pretty interesting time to be alive. What's the saying that made the times you live in be interesting? We have accomplished that.
And more testosterone for your morning drive.
But when you know you've got a problem, how about tell people and be honest? What's going on?
Going to war on cancel culture and bringing the spotlight on issues and topics from around the city of Jackson.
I feel like Jackson, Mississippi.
No one else wants to talk about.
The whole system is corrupt and evil. It's unreal, and they don't care, and everybody knows that. It's just sad.
And fights for the soul of America.
I'm going to need y'all to explain to me what a positive solution is, because you positive solutions only people have been in charge for a while now, and I'm not seeing too many positive solutions.
You never met a mother quite like me.
Strap in, turn up the volume, and get ready, Jackson, for unfiltered, no sugar added talk radio. Broadcasting live from the Generator Power Solutions studio. It's award-winning podcaster Clay Edwards.
Good afternoon, Central Mississippi, and welcome to a Sunday edition of the Clay Edwards Show. I am broadcasting live here in the home version of the Generator Power Solutions studio, and I guess technically I'm not broadcasting live. I am recording this live, though. I'm going to try something a little bit different today because I'm testing out some new things, and I'd rather have the ability to fix them on the fly or fix them in a pre-recorded situation versus trying to fix them on the fly. So that's what we're going to do today, and I hope you guys enjoy this, and let's see what happens here. And just changed up one thing there with the microphone, and it sounds a ton better. As you see, I am here, and this is a Clay Edwards Show, and really the difference in the Clay Edwards Show and Save Jackson is simply put, Save Jackson is the internet platform. Clay Edwards Show is me. It's what I do. It's the radio show. And frankly, I just like the logo better. It looks better. So this is what we're going to call this today. And tomorrow it may be the Save Jackson Show. But if it's just me, it's probably going to be the Clay Edwards Show. If I have a guest over here at the home studio and we do an interview, that will probably be called the Save Jackson Podcast. Got a lot of money invested into the name Save Jackson. And Facebook won't let me change the name of the page. So for everybody who grinds my gears about why is it called Save Jackson when you talk about other stuff? Well, A, because I want to. Let's get that out of the way. B, because I have considered changing the name. But if you've ever tried changing the name of a Facebook page to something that is not very close to the same name, it's not going to let you. And Save Central Mississippi just does not have the same ring to it that Save Jackson does. So we're going to stick with that. And we will call this the Clay Edwards Show from within the Save Jackson platform. So I hope that clears that up for you guys. And there's no more questions about why I talk about stuff outside of Jackson. Jackson, when I grew up, was called the Greater Jackson area. That's the Tri-County area. You know, you go see a big band somewhere, like the Brandon Amphitheater, for example. You buy a tour T-shirt from it, 99 times out of 100, it's going to say Jackson, Mississippi on it, not Brandon, Mississippi. Probably a better example of that is up in South Haven, the amphitheater up there, the Bank Plus Amphitheater, and the arena there in South Haven. When bands play there, most of the time, that is billed as Memphis, Tennessee. So just a little example there for you. So if I say Jackson, I may be talking about Pearl. I may be talking about Flowood. I may be talking about Brandon. It doesn't really matter. I'll typically specify. But my point being, I'm allowed to talk about whatever I want on this page. And you're allowed to follow it and or not follow it. Totally up to you. All right, so let's get started here. Jackson, Mississippi, 79 homicides and counting, which puts us at 507 since the start of 2016. I'm going to pull up a graphic here for you guys to check out. Look at this here. So this is in 2016, there were 64 homicides. And I want to thank Scott Womack for getting these numbers together for me. In 2016, there were 64 homicides. In 2017, a slight bump to 68. In 2018, we saw a bigger bump up to 84. 2019 pretty much stayed the same at 83. And then 2020 saw the record shattering 129 homicides. We are pacing for around 150 or tracking for around 150, sitting at 79 on July 11th, 2021. That's 507 homicides. And this is just in Jackson. I did not have the numbers for the central Mississippi area. Would like to see those. CJ LeMasters over at WLBT does a great job of compiling this and keeping up with it on their website. So maybe CJ can put us something together for the central Mississippi area, or the greater Jackson area as we refer to it. I've got some video here. This is the police JPD arresting. Looks like his name is Dederico Wilson. He shot and killed Jacoby Davis yesterday in Jackson. And we have some video here of that arrest. Let me play that for you guys now. Bounce back over here and hit the play button. All right. Now, if you're watching this, you can see the guy here with no shirt on. He was getting mighty close to the cops, and you could hear somebody say, they're going to kill him. They're going to kill him.
Hey, dog, come here! Hey, go!
All right, so as you see there, that was a pretty tense situation. I do not know who to credit that video to. Someone sent it to me. I shared it on the Save Jackson Facebook page, and then it disappeared. The video went away. So I was able to get a screen grab of it, and I re-uploaded it to our Save Jackson YouTube channel. So if you film that and you want credit, let me know. I will make sure I give you credit for your video. Pretty intense deal there, isn't it? You just don't see that you don't actually get to see the arrest every day, and the people screaming, "They're gonna kill him! They're gonna kill him!" You know, that's a part of the big problem. If you look at those homicide numbers, that started back in 2016 when the numbers began to see the big spike, and it's referred to as the Ferguson effect. The Ferguson effect is when BLM was basically founded in Ferguson. Is it Ferguson, Missouri? Is that where the Michael Brown thing happened? And it's the whole hands up, don't shoot myth. That whole thing was a lie. None of that actually happened. But that's when BLM started. And it's also about the same time that this great distrust and outright war with the police in urban communities began. And you can see, going back and looking at this graphic again, 2016, homicides were at 64, 2017, 68, but it was around 2018 that you saw the huge spike up to 84, another 83. And then by 2020, when all hell broke loose in the country, you see 129 in Jackson alone. And sitting at 79 in 2021, things aren't looking much different. We're probably going to hit 150 this year. We could hit 160. We could stay at 79. I mean, you know, who knows? But you're just looking at the trends, we're probably going to get around 160. So that is scary as hell if you live in Jackson. I get people get mad at me all the time. Well, you're always talking about Jackson. Well, man, those kind of numbers aren't happening in other cities. Other cities aren't defunding their police and blaming it on everybody else. That's happening in Jackson. So those are where our concerns lie. If that was happening in Pearl, Brandon, Madison, Clinton, Ridgeland, other places, it is happening in Canton too. Very, very scary situation up there too. I mean, people are leaving Canton. People that can leave Canton are getting the hell out of there too. So, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out what is different about these cities. They're ran by Democrats. That is what's different about these cities, and it's Democrat policies. And, you get out here into the suburbs and you don't have those policies. You have conservative policies. I don't know why this is an argument all the time with people, but it sure is. So, hey, look, as you see on my screen here, I've got JonesyQ pulled up. If you'll go to jonesyq.com, and if you spend more than $20, I'm going to pay for your shipping on your food, or your rubs, should I say. So use the checkout code SAVEJXN at checkout at jonesyq.com. If you're spending more than $20, Clay is paying for your shipping. That'll save you having to get out and go to a store or anything like that. But I will say this. This is not a paid ad here. My good friends out at Grills in Mississippi, they sell all of Jonesy's products. You can sample them there. So if you're in the area out there in Ridgeland, right on 51, it's over by Trace Grill, stop by Grills in Mississippi and tell them that Clay sent you, and they'll let you try the rubs. Just a little finger tap, whatever. They put it in a cup for you. You can see what you like, see what you don't. We always recommend the ecstasy on everything. Love it. It's our go-to. It's like salt and pepper around my house. We use it that often. And as you see the two sauces on my table here, you got Delta Q and Wow Q. The Wow Q is going to be a Carolina-style vinegar base, and the Delta Q is a traditional Memphis-style, somewhat kind of a combination of Memphis and Texas barbecue sauce. All right, sorry, throat's drying up a little bit here. But all right, on to some fun stuff, if that's what you want to call it. Last night in Flowood at the Buffalo Wild Wings, so Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier had fight number 3. And if you watched it, Conor broke his leg, but he was on pace to lose anyway. I'm no rocket scientist, and by no means am I an MMA expert. I watch a lot of it, but I don't think that Conor was going to win that fight after watching the grappling and the beating he took down on the ring. He was going to be lucky to make it to the end of the round. Well, the crowd out at Buffalo Wild Wings in Flowood, my daughter happened to be there with some friends and her sister watching that fight there. And I'm getting ready to kind of wrap things up, getting ready to kind of go to bed. And she sends me this nugget here. These guys decided to start fighting inside Wild Wings. And I'm going to tell you what, man, you just don't see this every day like you used to. Now, when me and my crew were out burning up the roads and tearing things up, you saw a lot more fights and whatnot. So look, check this out. We're going to play the video here for you. This is at Buffalo Wild Wings in Flowood, Mississippi last night around, I'm guessing this video is probably from about 10:30, 11 o'clock. First little bit doesn't have any sound for whatever reason. You see the two girls going at it there on the floor. Then here go the guys. I never understand why do we always have to scream like that? Nothing says. Here we go. Back to me. Nothing says a good time like some girl in the background screaming at a fight. And I'm gonna bring that back here in just a second. So I want to compare here. And man, shout out to my daughter for having her phone out and being aware enough. She was actually filming something else, like just a picture of her sister. I had to edit that out, but she just happened to have her phone out filming when that popped off. And then she sent me 2 videos. I had to edit them together, but shout out to Kylie for that. She wanted to make sure she got her credit. Let's see. I want to go back. So restaurant brawls in the central Mississippi area seem to be a thing as of late. Let's, of course, not forget the infamous juicy seafood brawl. Let me get it pulled back up here for y'all. The infamous juicy seafood brawl. This thing here got this page and others national attention for sharing this. I mean, international attention. So, and let's kind of see which one was worse. You got guys throwing chairs at girls and flailing their arms like a bunch of little women. At least he has his mask on. Man, when I see people with their hat on backwards, I just want to punch them. Nothing says idiot like hat on backwards. So you may be thinking to yourself, yeah, Clay, nothing's happened at the Juicy Seafood since then. It's a good family establishment. Well, I didn't know that it was Club Juicy Seafood. So this video here is from, what's today? Sunday? From the best of my knowledge, this is from Friday night at the Juicy Seafood. There is no volume here, but I didn't know it was the Juicy Strip Club. Dude just throwing money. I mean, look, if you're on the bottom side of that and you're catching that free money, I know it's a pretty good day at the office. But, you know, if you're just there with your family, eating, grubbing, trying to have a good time, it leaves more to be desired, as they say. You don't really want all that up in your life. Everybody running around, chasing after money. So I thought I would show you all those videos, get your opinion on them. The one in Buffalo Wild Wings last night, it's been viewed almost 100,000 times on our Facebook channel. And the Juicy Seafood one, the guy that posted that one originally, it's had millions of views. If y'all like that kind of stuff or you want to see more stuff like that, I don't post everything on Facebook because they can be crazy. So do check out the Save Jackson YouTube channel. It's just it's just youtube.com/SaveJXN. Moving along, there was another great event here in Jackson, or Brandon, Thursday night. You had 8,000 nonconformist, non-mask wearing, true-blooded Americans getting out and enjoying their personal freedoms and liberties at the Brandon Amphitheater. Here's a photo I took from my seats right there. If you're one of these people on the first row and everybody can recognize you, I do apologize. But thank you. Thank you for not wearing a mask and coming out and having a good time. So I shared this picture. Of course, it it goes kind of viral on Instagram and Facebook. And of course, people are big mad about it. Big mad. They say, how can you be a nonconformist when 8,000 people are all doing the same thing? Well, the difference is none of these people communicated prior to going and saying, let's all not wear a mask. This is not political theater. I may be turning it into somewhat political theater by talking about it, but this is not political theater. What you see here are not Democrats. I did see something funny, and I'm glad, but I wish we could quit with the political theater. I saw a video of the Black Rodeo last night, and guess what I noticed? People were not wearing masks. Thought that was a pretty cool thing, but you won't see a big fuss made about that. So, hey, the Black Rodeo, it did make my list of top 25 things you have to do in Central Mississippi before you die. So do check out the Black Rodeo. And I know people say, well, Clay, why is it called the Black Rodeo? What if we called ours the White Rodeo? Well, ours is called the Dixie. No, I say ours. The other one is called the Dixie National. So, I mean, let's just be honest about that. And look, I don't know the history of the Black Rodeo, but if I had to guess, there's a Black Rodeo because they were probably at some point not allowed to come to the White Rodeo. Just speculating, but I would assume that's probably why a Black Rodeo exists. Now, if I'm wrong on that, tell me. Again, I'm not a history expert when it comes to the founding of the Black Rodeo or the Dixie National, for that matter. So I could be completely and totally wrong on that. If I am on that, you see up here on the screen, Coleman Taylor transmission. Do check out my guys over there at Coleman Taylor, 601-355-8526. They will get your vehicle towed in, free vehicle pickup and drop off within 25 miles of the shop. And again, if you're broke down, they will tow it in on major repairs, and they offer up to a 5-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Check out Coleman Taylor JacksonMS.com for more information. Then, of course, my good friends over there at Dumpsters in Mississippi. If you need a rollback dumpster, hit them up, 601-966-8599. All right, man. Something a little more fun here. This picture here of the pit bull smoking a Newport. And I really think it's a blunt once you zoom in, which I can't do here. I don't have the technology. But if you'll check this dog out, he's smoking a blunt. It's been this post floating around from city to city. It's been stolen 1 million times. And it just says, I'm moving out of fill in the blank. I just saw a dog smoking a Newport. It just chased me down the road or something of that nature. Some guy here shared it, and he changed it to South. I'm moving out of South Jackson. I shared his post to the Save Jackson Facebook page. But when I decided I wanted to post it on Instagram, I just copied and pasted, and I changed it from South Jackson to Mississippi, since, I don't live in South Jackson. And some crazy people with clearly nothing better to do decided to start an argument with me about stealing people's stuff and posting it on the internet. Well, I didn't steal it if you stole it. That's not how that works. If you stole it, you can't complain about me stealing it. It's just not how it works. That dog had been in Atlanta, Birmingham, all over the Southeast in one day. People just kept changing the name. So, again, I don't know what kind of credit you want. I think that's ridiculous. People steal my stuff all the time. I steal people's stuff all the time. Welcome to the internet. But one girl, of course, crazy as hell, couldn't take it. And a buddy of mine did a little research on this girl. And A, she has an OnlyFans account. So tells you what kind of person we're dealing with here. B, she was very, very mad about this. She actually threatened my life if I ever came back to Jackson again, that, I could catch a bullet. Look, I don't take any of that serious. I probably should. At the rate they're killing folks in Jackson, I probably should take death threats from Jacksonians more serious. But for the time being, I'm going to not take them serious. But she was big mad about that. But so we found her Facebook page because she shared something, and of course, you know what they do. They love to call me a racist. It is like a call. I don't know. Is it a mating call? I don't know what you say, but man, if I get called a racist one time, I get called a racist a million times. And I want to show y'all something. This is all I hear when you call me a racist. This is all I hear.
I don't see how y'all can have that racist bigot up there, Clay Edwards, working up there. That is not a good look for your company, especially to be a black-owned company, to have that white piece of white trailer trash, South Jackson's trash, racist working up there.
Thank you, Tasty. I hear tasty. But so this girl, we dug a little deeper into her Facebook profile, and she had just so happened to have checked into the Juicy Seafood on April 24th. And you may be asking to yourself, why does April 24th mean anything in this conversation, Clay? And I think to myself, well, I'm glad you asked, because April 24th at the Juicy Seafood was a night that will live in Juicy Seafood infamy. So what I assume is she is holding a grudge about me posting that video from the Juicy Seafood. And she's been sitting on that grudge for a while now. So when I stole the random pit bull photo, she decided that she had enough. She was going to call me out on it. And, so anyway, as life goes. Hey, man, so you see the Black Axis Throwing Club thing up there now. If you are looking for some fun to do, and you're looking for something different, it's always better to go throw axes than to shoot guns at each other. So go check out Black Axis Throwing Club. Their Fan and Mart location. They just got the parking lot repaved. A buddy of mine bought that shopping center and has repaved the entire parking lot. It's excellent. Excellent. So go check them out there, or check them out at their Pearl location right there at the outlets in Mississippi. You can schedule an axe throwing lane at blackaxesms.com. All right, so this is going to be a cool event here, man. This is next Sunday. You got the first annual Sunday Summer Rock Fest, July 18th, 2021 at Howlin' Miles, featuring Platinum Selling Axe, Faster Pussycat, Enough's Enough, and Lillian and Axe. It's going to be hosted by Dirty D and Melissa Kirksey, and the Clay Edwards Show will be broadcasting live there at Howlin' Miles. So we're going to have a great time interviewing everybody. You can get tickets now at, I can't never remember the name of that new ticket website, so y'all going to have to bear with me on that. It's like ctix.us, seetix.us. And again, we're here in the Generator Power Solutions studio. If you need a backup power generator, give them a call today or give them a shout at generatorpowersolutionsllc.com. course, USA Pawn. Check them out online at usapawn.com or one of their 6 metro area locations. Good folks over at Watkins Construction and Roofing, the best and number one roofing and construction company in central Mississippi. We do appreciate them coming on board to sponsor the show. Much love to those guys. And of course, this is the Save Jackson show, platform, whatever you want to call it. If you need any remodeling done, this guy right here, AM Renovations, they hung my TV here, and it does all kind of stuff, man. It swivels and moves and does everything. Give them a call at 601-214-5112. Casey Bridges at Hopper Properties. You can give Casey a shout at 601-896-7800 or 601-724-1435, and you can check them out online at hopperms.com. The crew over at Lakeland Glass and Tint, Jason Anderson and his team. You need window tinting on your vehicle, home, or business. They are the place to go. If you need a windshield replaced, one-stop shop, man. Lakeland Glass and Tint. Give them a call, 601-946-1000 or lakelandglassandtint.com. Of course, I've already mentioned it, but I'll say it again, jonesyq.com. Call and get you some rubs, as you see sitting here. Not call, but go online and get you some rubs. If you spend more than $20, use the checkout code, save JXN, and I am paying for your shipping. Father and son Southern Lawn Care. I haven't seen Danny online in a while. He's probably in Facebook jail. Give him a call at 601-301-3210. That is Father and Son Southern Lawn Care Professionals. And my good buddy Ed Means out there at Legacy Garage in Pearl. He just did Crystal's car. This is my wife's car up here. He did the ceramic coating on it. It's the real deal, man. It is the real deal. Ed is the truth, does a great job. Probably the best in the Southeast at minimum. So I will post his phone number. I had it written on a sheet of paper here, and I don't have it in my, didn't write it down like an idiot. But I'll get you Ed's information there. All right. Tomorrow morning, 2 hours of the Clay Edwards Show from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. My guest will be, I don't even know if I call him a guest anymore. My co-host will be Chip Matthews. We'll get an update on what's going on in Canton. And we'll talk about everything we talked about today. And hope you guys enjoyed. Look, I would like to encourage everybody to go to the Save Jackson Facebook page. If you enjoy this and you're thinking, man, I'd like to support the show. I don't really need a hat. I don't need a shirt. We do have a service available where you can spend $10 a month, $10 a month. And it does done through Facebook. I don't get any of your personal information. And it basically gives us $10 a month, and it goes a long way. It helps buy new equipment. It helps kind of keep the train moving on the Save Jackson platform and the Clay Edwards Show. So if you find it in your hearts, you want to do that, we much appreciate it. I do appreciate you guys listening today and tuning in. I know this is a recorded thing. Again, we're trying something a little bit different here. The equipment that I use offered a recording option where it's always been, it had to be live. So I thought we would give it a whirl and let you guys watch this kind of on demand, which is always on demand. So I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze with this, but again, figured we would try it, see how it worked out. And I think I kind of prefer doing it live and having the comments and stuff to read. We do have the option to text and call into the show now. So I guess doing a pre-recorded is really silly. But hey, here we are. All right, look, I appreciate everybody. Again, this was kind of a trial thing. Be sure to tune in tomorrow morning. Listen to the show from 7 to 9 a.m. on 103.9 WYAB right here.